Mr. Howard, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bhante.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
How
you.
can I help?
No, that's fine. Yes. Just check the microphone.
Very well. Yes, it's working quite well.
Yes. Everyone, please say calmly 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good evening to everyone. Today too, on this beautiful evening, we are here to practice this noble, non-sectarian, pure practice of meditation. Before we begin, let me do the same wish. So I sincerely wish, may this session also be helpful for all of you to develop in this Dhamma path, at least one step ahead. At the same time, may you be able to develop inner peace and inner happiness within, at least a bit. With that wish, we are going to start today's silent meditation session. So silent meditation session comes after the preliminary descriptions. So dear students, now we are practicing so the newcomers, they are practicing the first step of breathing meditation, and the old students, they are practicing the third step of vipassana meditation. So for the newcomers, I sincerely request once again to observe the incoming and outgoing breath, right? When the breath is coming in, please focus and be fully aware, right? If the breath is if the breath is long or if the breath is short, let it be so. Just keep on being aware. And also, the observation of breath should be limited up to the end of your nostrils, right? So that's not a place that you can see with eyes. That's a place that you need to feel, right? So let the breath come in and keep on being aware about that incoming breath. And when the breath is going out, please keep on being aware about that outgoing breath. And then if the breath is long, if the breath is short, if the breath is gross, if the breath is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware about the breath that you're experiencing. And at the same time, please, if you have been practicing this breathing meditation for about 1 to 2 months, then you can so those old students, they can practice the second step of breathing meditation. So you can limit your observation to the big triangular area, right? And then so focus on the touch of the breath within this big triangular area, right? So let the breath go in through the nostrils. So don't observe that one. Just observe the touch of the breath within this big triangular area, right? All students, they are kindly requested to practice the third step of Vipassana meditation. Please observe the sensations on your neck area and both the hands. I already taught you how to observe them. So start from the front portion of the neck, and then observe the back portion of the neck. And then after that, so right shoulder, start from the right shoulder area and gradually part by part, pitch by pitch. So keep on observing the sensations up to the fingers of you, and then move your attention to the left shoulder and keep on observing the sensations. So on your left hand, part by part, pitch by pitch, up to the left hand fingers, right? So very calmly, please keep on practicing. So it doesn't matter whatever the sensations that you encounter. Let it be coldness, let it be heat, so let it be pulsing sensation, itching sensation, or hardness, softness, or let it be any sensation. So let all those sensations, so understand that all those sensations are impermanent and changing, constantly changing. Not only these areas, this whole body, top to bottom, bottom to top. So this whole body, when you observe it, so this will be the very truth that you can encounter in different area. We think there is one one unitary nature throughout the body, but the truth is everywhere. I mean, from part to part, the sensations are different, right? The behavior pattern of our atoms, they are different, right? So that's what we learned as no self, right? Then please, very calmly and very quietly, with a lot of patience, please keep on practicing that third step of Vipassana meditation. Okay? Please practice very, very ardently. And hope everyone feel the sensations well, right? So do you feel the sensations well, Mr. Tim?
Yes, yes.
All
There are
right.
many small sensations.
Okay, very nice.
Rising, falling, constant.
Yes. So, Mrs. Jing, do you, right, Ms. Tu?
I feel like ants.
That means sometimes you encounter blind areas, right? That's fine. So, I told you already, right? So, wait in those areas for about 10, spend around 10 to 20 seconds extra for those areas. And then if it doesn't work out, so don't feel frustrated and just keep on moving, right? And then most probably when you observe the very same area, so during the second round, so there is a chance to feel sensations in those areas, even though not. So again, don't feel frustrated and keep on moving. So it doesn't mean that you don't have sensations there. There are sensations. If not, that area should be dead. So there are sensations, but what has happened is, so the sensitivity, right? The concentration level of our mind, it has not come to a particular point to feel them. So just accept the reality and keep on moving, right? Okay. Then, so please practice like that accordingly. So if you are a new student, please practice the first step of breathing meditation. Keep on observing the incoming breath and outgoing breath. So even though the mind wanders away, so don't feel frustrated. So that's the habitual, that's how you have, you have trained your mind, right? That's how, so you have let your mind to behave. Now, when you are trying to tame it, so it's normal for it to follow the habitual pattern for some time, right? Then, just like you tame a wild bull, I mean, the people who catch wild bulls, just like they train them, So just tie it to the meditation. Bring it back and start again. Bring it back and start again. Right? So don't feel frustrated. So don't keep worrying about the time that you spent after more. On the outside stuff, because they are gone. So no use of worrying about that time. Start again and keep on practicing ardently. Right? Okay. Then so that's how you are going to practice. So during the silent meditation time. So before we start meditation, I teach you something which is very beneficial for your life as a meditator, right? There are certain qualities that we need to learn and adapt into our lives as meditators. So, uh, so some of them are included in Mahamangala Sutta. So some of them are included in certain other suttas. So I teach you those things. Little by little. So I won't take a lot of time for it, just 5 minutes. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you about the focus. Focus about your goal, right? So there are spiritual goals and material goals, both. So focus on those goals. Focusing on those goals is very important. So we need to understand. So there are so many people in this world who give various kinds of opinions. Some of them criticize you, right? Some of them praise you. So some of them advise you, right? Certain people even don't know about your subject, but still they advise you, right? So there are such kind of people too. So somehow they advise. There are certain people that advise you. Mostly, what I have seen is those who know, they don't advise, because some of them think, so those people who learn, they might surpass them, so they don't go to teach. But most of the people who don't know the field, they teach, they try to teach somehow. So somehow that's how the world is. Then focus is very important. So when so we should be skillful to absorb whatever the important things, right? So for our goal, right? So there are things that people say which are beneficial for us. So we should be skillful enough to absorb them humbly, with humbleness, right? And then at the same time, all kinds of unnecessary things and unnecessary baseless criticisms, we have to let them go. We have to let them go. That's something very important that we need to practice, right? And then so that's how we. That's then you should have so to go towards your, when you focus and move towards your goal. So you need to have a particular plan, right? So in that plan, there should be big steps, right? And then for those big steps, there should be small steps, right? Can you understand? There is a big goal, there is a goal that you want to achieve. So for that, to achieve that goal, there should be certain steps, big steps. So for those big steps, there should be certain small steps, right? Then for after forming that path well, then you had to focus and move forward, absorbing the useful, beneficial, kind advices and details that people provide, and excluding and giving up baseless criticisms and unnecessary words that people say about your goal. Right? That's how you need to keep on moving. So, can you remember I told you about the deaf toad story? Can you remember the deaf toad story? You were not here? Right, okay. So, Mr. Can you remember? Right. So, so I was teach you about another story, but somehow let me teach you that. So, uh, so you know, uh, in in our countries there is a competition. So, so there is some kind of a game to climb on a slippery tree, right? So, have you seen that competition? So there are certain trees which are very, so when you take the skin out, those trees are very slippery. So then so a group of toads had such kind of a competition. Then they prepared a slippery tree, pole, and then asked all the toads to climb on that climb to the victory flag, right? So climb up to the victory flag, competing each other. So then so all the young toads and then old toads, everybody, so they started tried to climb, but most of them, so when they were climbing the tree, so when they were climbing up, so uh, so the others started shouting, be careful, right? Then, so it's very slippery. It's very slippery. It is not easy to so climb all the way up. So don't damage yourself. Come down, come down. And then after that, uh, so half of the competitors they gave up at the beginning, and the others they kept on trying. So they kept on trying, and then when they reached the halfway mark, then the others started shouting again, right? So be careful, be careful. This is very slippery and dangerous. So be careful. Then half of those people, those toads, they also go down. And then, so where it was a long pole, finally, so all the toads, they got down. They got down except one particular toad. Then when this toad was going up and up, again the others they kept on shouting and clapping and doing this and that. But this toad kept on going up and up and up, right? Whenever they started to shout, so it kept on going up and up and up, and finally it reached the target where the victory flag was. It is the one who won the competition. Finally, it came down as a hero, and the other toads asked, "So how did you? How did you? Win this competition? What kind of a mentality that you had when you were competing?" At that time, that toad looked confused. It turned towards the other toads and asked, "Excuse me, can you please repeat? I cannot hear whatever you say." So finally, they found out that toad is deaf. It cannot hear well. Whenever the others they kept on shouting, it thought that they are encouraging it. So, so it kept on climbing and climbing and climbing without giving up. And finally, it reached the final the destination that it wanted to achieve, and then it won the race. So life is the same. So when there are goals, so as meditators, you need to understand, I need to have a proper plan, and it needs to have big steps and small steps, and then absorbing whatever the positive, beneficial things the other people say. So sometimes there may be negative things that you need to understand and correct yourself. So adapting all those things, learning lessons, from those things, and excluding unnecessary criticisms and so other kinds of words, meaningless words. So you have to keep on moving towards your goal, right? So spiritual goal is the same. So it is same with the spiritual goal, and it is same with the material goals that you have, right? Right. Okay. Then focus. That's the most important thing. And then with that understanding, now we are getting ready to start the silent meditation time. Everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. And let your whole body to relax. Close your eyes, not very tightly, not very smoothly, just towards the level so that you can cover your eyesight from seeing the outside distracting visions, right? So outside distracting visions. Now first, before we begin, as usual, I'm going to pay our sincere respect and gratitude to the Buddha. After that, let's begin the silent meditation together. Everyone, please calm down and concentrate. Please calm down and concentrate. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinyācarane sampanno sungato lokamido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sata deva manusanang buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sannittiko akaliko ehi pasiko panaiko machatang veditabbo vinyuhiti Supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujumanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya panipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samichi manipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadinang chattari purisa yugani Atapurisa Pungalam Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahudiyo Pahudiyo Nakiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyaketang Lokasati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous, patient mind, peaceful mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a new student, please practice the first step of breathing meditation. as I described. Please practice the first step of breathing meditation by focusing on incoming breath and outgoing breath. If you are a no student, please practice the third step of Vipassana meditation. I sincerely wish may your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Regardless of the meditation technique that you are going to practice, may your overall may your meditation practice be very, very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation practice right now. Right now. Right now. Now, if your legs are paining, you can change your posture. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Loving kindness meditation in brief. First, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves first, with you. Please think. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please pray your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think, may my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please pray your loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people are the people who don't fall into the category of friends and enemies. So they don't belong to the category of friends and they don't belong to the category of enemies. These are the people who are neutral, who are in the middle. Please think about all of them and share your loving kindness. Please think, May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. As we always do, please forgive for the past mistakes that they did to hurt you. At the same time, please ask forgiveness. So please ask forgiveness for the mistakes that you did to hurt them. After that, please spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. The enemies. Please think. May my enemies be well. May my enemies be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. Your enemies. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Please think about not only human beings, but also all kinds of other beings too. Let them be visible or invisible, skillful or not skillful, powerful or weak. Don't think about those kinds of differences. Without any discrimination, please try to spread your loving kindness boundlessly, abundantly, towards all the beings in the world. Let them be reptiles, fish, birds, visible or invisible beings. Please spread your loving kindness towards all. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavatu sampe mangalang rakanto sampe devatam samme buddhanupavine samme dhammanupavine samme sanghanupavine sada sutti mavang tutti. Satu, satu, satu. Everyone, please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax. Calm down. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope you could meditate well. So, so specifically this short loving kindness meditation, if you can practice when you are wandering among the people, so I recommend that. So, whenever we generate positive thoughts, the other people can feel it. Right? The others can feel it. So those people also might change. Even though they don't change, that's fine. Do your job. Share your loving kindness. Sharing loving kindness with the others is fine, but when it comes to the enemies, that's the hardest part. So But that's where the measurement is. You know, Dalai Lama, Bhante Dalai Lama and Mao Zedong, is that the way how you pronounce it? So Mao Zedong. So both of them were not in good terms, right? So one day, one journalist asked Bhante Dalai Lama, "What are you thinking about Mao Zedong?" And at that time, Bhante Dalai Lama said, "I am glad that he is alive. I mean, he is there in this world." Then the journalist was astonished and asked, "Why do you say so?" Then Bhante Dalai Lama said, "So whenever he is there, I can check how much my loving kindness has developed. If I can share my loving kindness with him, that means so my loving kindness is still intact. If I don't feel any thoughts of hatefulness towards him, that means my loving kindness is still intact and it's so developing." So whenever we spread our loving kindness towards so the people that we don't like, that's where the measurement is. So try your best. So all so we have to understand even though we consider them as enemies, that's because of the opinions, perspectives that we do have about those people. They are not naturally enemies. Can you understand? So there are people, those who love and like those people too. So we are the ones because of some kind of an experience that that developed. I mean, mentality. I mean, uh, so um, so I mean, opposite mentality, right? Against mentality. But the truth is, beings how they are, right? So there is nothing to develop any enmity towards anyone. Therefore, so try to share your loving kindness with all the beings. They also love to live comfortably. They also don't like suffering. Okay, keep that in mind. Now it is the time for your small break. If you want to drink water or if you want to go to the bathroom, please take these 3-4 minutes. And today we are going to talk about a very important topic. So the second step of the Eight Noble Path. So please brace yourself and stay ready. Everyone calmly, please say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Pranal, you can take one of those files. Where Miss Tu is. Dear Dhamma friends, so last week we started, you can keep it. We started learning and discussing about a very important, a very important part of our meditation practice. So that part is the 8 Noble Path. So during these 8 weeks, we are going to discuss about the 8 Noble Path. Right? So last week we already discussed about the first step, right, of 8 Noble Path. So which is right understanding. So how we develop right understanding. I hope all of you remember. So what are the things that we need to understand about? Right? Can you remember, Mr. Kim?
Karma.
Very nice. We need to know about karma, right? The nature of karma. Then the other one, so better to not to go to your notes. What I mean, 3 characteristics of life is Jin.
There's something I'm referring to my notes.
Okay. Samuel.
What's the kind of origination?
Yes. Cause and effect phenomenon. Very nice. And then Koi. Four Noble Truths. Yes. And Miss Tu, is there anything else? That's it, right? Those are the things. So, so we need to develop a good understanding about these things. But now, since you have not, so Vipassana meditators, they are gradually developing this. So experientially, that is the most important thing. But even though you don't have the experiential one, so still someone can achieve this knowledge to a certain extent by reading Dhamma teachings and Dhamma books or listening to Dhamma teachings, right? So that's why we do these lectures. So in the evening, so after the sitting sessions, I won't be able to give you a profound understanding of them within these 20 to 30 minutes, but I will give you an idea, right? So it is just like giving a seed, right? So we can distribute seeds. Okay. So uh, the agricultural centers, they can provide seeds for the farmer, but it is up to the farmer whether to grow those seeds and to create, make them, turn them into big trees. Or not. So, so I am, so then I am just like the agricultural center. You are just like farmers. It's up to you to grow it or not by thinking deeply. Okay? So be a good farmer. That's what I expect. Right. Then right understanding. That's something very, very important. So today we are going to discuss about the second step. So second part of the path, second step of the path. It is called as right concept. So right understanding is the thing which leads to right concept. In sociology, it says it says the human, the beings so the human beings, so they live on concepts. So why do they say so? Because always whatever things that we understand, they turn into concepts. We live on those. We are the way how we live in the world. It depends on the way. Depends on our concepts. So there is one person who thinks, uh, so I'm the most important person. All the other people are not that much important. So that person thinks so, right? So then this person thinks, so there is no any good action, no bad action, right? Then that person steals, but that person doesn't feel any guilty feeling. That person so kills the other beings, but that person doesn't feel any guilty feeling. That person does various kinds of wrong actions, lies, but that person doesn't feel any guilty feeling. Why is that? Because the concept is different. The concept that person has is not a right concept. That's a wrong concept, right? Unskillful concept. That's why that person doesn't feel any guilty feeling. I think all the meditators who are coming here and who are participating, they have right concepts. So that's why, so when so someone asks you to do a wrong action, you cannot do it. You know, even though the whole world won't know, so you know, your own mind will torture you throughout your life. So you are not ready to do that. Once in Sri Lanka, there was one famous, so lay person. He was not rich, but he was famous about, that lay person was famous about keeping that person's moral qualities, right? Sila. He was so ardent in that. Then he was teaching dharma to the other people too, even though he was a lay person. Then during his time, the the king who ruled Sri Lanka was King Saddhatis. He wanted to check this person. Then he asked that person to come, and then he gave him a hen. Right. Then after that, he so told that person, so told that person, I will give you 10 gold coins. Kill this hen. Then he said, no, I'm not going to kill it. I will give you 100 gold coins. Kill it. Then after that, again he refused. Then I will give you 1,000, 100,000. Like that, he increased the number. But he was not ready to do that. Then the king threatened, if you don't kill, I am going to behead you, right? Behead you, execute you. Again, he said, no, I'm not going to do that. So then finally the king was happy about him and gave him so many rewards and so other, gifts. But somehow, what does it mean? So the person who live on right concepts, so they so so those people who live on right concepts, they don't do those any wrong action, even though their life goes. Right. Then what are these right concepts that we develop inside us because of right understanding? So let's learn them. But before that, I promised you something last week. I told you that I don't have enough time to tell about the story of Kisagotami, so I'm going to teach you about her today. So let me describe it briefly. It is also about how right understanding, when the so right understand develops inside, how the concepts change. Kisa Gautami, Kisa means thin in Pali. Those, not only in Pali, so those days languages, there were so many languages like Paisachi, Sauraseni, Magadhi, Ardha Magadhi, and all. So in all those languages, Kisa means thin. And then in Sanskrit, it is called as Krusha, right? So then Gautami means honey, right? Since she had a thin, thin body, so she was called, nicknamed as Kisa Gautam, right? Thin Gautam. But she was so beautiful. And because of her beauty, one very rich family, so arranged marriage, arranged the marriage of her to their family. Then she became the daughter-in-law of that family. Then the Kisa Gautami and her husband, so both of them tried for a child, so throughout a long period of time. But but after so many years, so for so many years it didn't go well. But finally, so she got conceived. You know, when such kind of a mom got conceived, she is very careful and so loving towards the child. And all the mothers are loving towards their children, I mean. So they have some kind of a special attachment, very strong one. Even for the tiny things, they are so much careful. Then, unfortunately, what happened was the child passed away after few days from his birth. Then all the other family members, so they recognized that, and then after that they so went and told Kisa Gautami, so we are sorry to say that your child is dead. Right? He has passed away. Then Kisa Gautami, she didn't take it seriously. So mentally, she was not in a stage to accept that. She said, "My child, don't touch him. He is sleeping." So he is sleeping, but he is not waking up. I need someone to help me to wake him up. Then the other people, they tried to separate the mom from the child. Then Kisa Gautami grabbed the child, dead child, so tightly and jumped to the road. Then the relatives, they understood her situation, so they wanted her to calm down. So they did let her to go to the street with the dead child. Now Kisa Gautami, so she was crying. At the same time, she was asking the other people to help her to find a doctor who can wake the child up. All the other people, they laughed at her. Most of the people mocked at her. But she was persistent. She said, "Child is sleeping. The baby is not dead. I want a doctor to wake her up." So only someone who so lived in such kind of a stage can understand the pain. Then, fortunately, someone so on the way, so one wise person met Kisa Gautami. She asked the same question: "Do you know any doctor, any physician that can wake my child up?" Then that wise person said, "Yes, Kisa Gautami, I know one person. When you go straight in this road, at the end of this road, there is a temple. That temple is called as Jetavanaram temple. Inside that one, there is the best doctor in the universe. The Buddha. His name is the Buddha. Meet him and tell tell about your problem, child's problem, and then he'll help you. Then Kisagotami went and then kept the child in front of the Buddha. Then said the same thing. So my child is sleeping. Please, everybody's. So someone said that you are a very skillful doctor who can wake him up. So please, help me to do something and wake him up. Then Buddha knew her mentality, and then Buddha wanted her to understand the reality. So through one exercise. So Buddha told, Kisagotami, then leave the child here, and you need to bring these ingredients. These ingredients from one home. Then only I can do something. So then she said, what do you want? Then Buddha said, so Kisagotami, please bring a handful of grains from one home where nobody has passed away. Right? Nobody has passed away. Then Kisagotami went to the first home, and they were then requested for a handful of grains. They were more than willing to give it. Then she asked, did someone pass away at this home? Then they said, so my grandpa passed away. My grandma passed away. So my uncle passed away. Because those days, even today, in our region, most of the families they live as extended family. Oh, right, yes. The grandpa, grandma, the uncles, aunties, everybody live in the same home. So many people. So then she went to the next home. It was the same. She had the same experience. Then she went to the next one. So in Savatthi, so it was a highly populated city. Then she might have gone from home to home until the evening, but there was no house like that. And gradually, she also started to understand the reality. All beings pass away. Certain beings pass away when they are young. Certain beings pass away when they are in their middle age. Certain beings pass away when they are old. This is the nature. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Death is unavoidable. All beings pass away. It is not limited to my child. Psychological treatment went well. Then Isagotimi came and knelt in front of the Buddha and said she couldn't find any handful of grains from a person from a home where nobody died, but she understood the universal phenomenon. So then Buddha taught more dharma. Then later on, Kisagotami became a nun and practiced well, attained the enlightenment, and helped so many people teaching this precious non-sectarian dharma. Right? So what changed inside her? Little by little, understanding was building. When the understanding was building little by little, concept changed. All data went away, all corrupted data went away, and it was replaced by new data, by new system. Right? I don't want to get examples from many data systems. I mean, CPU, so systems. So somehow, because there are so many people who, so certain students work for one company and the other students work for the other companies, right? Then this is Bay Area, right? Somehow all system was gone, all internal system is gone and it was replaced by a new system. It is just like that. All wrong concepts went away. So she only always focused on her child, and she thought her child should not pass away. So it is not something that should not happen. But she didn't understand that the world doesn't work according to her. So it is something which goes along with the nature of impermanence. Right? Finally, she understood through a practical example. Then, so when you also understand about those things, impermanence, right? Dissatisfaction, no soulness, Four Noble Truths, nature of karma, so cause and effect phenomenon in the world. So that means dependent origination. So when you learn about them, so theoretically and little bit, so as Vipassana meditators through your own experience, then you start develop right concepts with it. Right concepts. There are 3 right concepts that you develop with it. Please write them down. First one is so Nekkhamma Sankappa. Nekkhamma Sankappa means in simple words, you can write it like this. I will renounce all the negativities. Right? So you can write, Kunal, you have a book. Inside that one, there is a book. Yeah. And a pen too. So, so first one is that person thinks whatever it happens, I will get rid of all my negativity. That's number 1. So thinking so, that person focus on that. Right? The whole life gets shaped under this concept. Nekkhamma Sankappa. I will, through each and every action, I will try to renounce my negativities. Right? So, Buddha says, so, so, so that person begins to reflect on one's own actions. Whenever that person so does something bodily, so says something verbally, or thinks something mentally, that person reflects on that. Right? So just like an outsider looks at another person, so that person begins to reflect. That person reflects like this. Is this bodily action, if it is a bodily action, that person thinks, is this bodily action that I am doing or about to do leading to self-harm or harmful for others or harmful for both? Right? Is it harmful for me, harmful for the others, or harmful for the both parties? Right? Is this an action with painful consequences and results? If the answer is yes, so that person gives that action now. Right? Understanding this is an action which is harmful for me, harmful for the others, harmful for the both parties. And then later on, because of this action, so I will have bad consequences. Right? So this action leads to the multiplication of my negativities, not declining of my negativities. Understanding that that person let go of that negative action, bad action, by killing, so by stealing, so by practicing sexual misconduct, by lying, by practicing divisive speech, right, abusive speech, so or being jealous about someone, being angry about someone, so developing ill will towards someone. So these actions are harmful. These are examples. Whenever that wise person, that practitioner recognizes they are harmful for oneself and the others and both the parties, then that person, when that person recognizes that they increase my negativities, not decrease my negativities, that person let those things go. Right? So with that understanding, that person begins to renounce, come out of the negativities that person has little by little. Right? And then because that person sees, so so everything is impermanent. So there is, so all the beings are so living. All the beings are living with dissatisfaction and suffering. So all the beings don't have no self. So being such kind of person, so why should I live with ignorance? Why should I ignorantly cling on to the negativities? Thinking so, that person gives that person's best to come out of all the negativities. Doing this wise reflection with, practicing this wise reflection with it. And then that person also starts to practice giving. Practicing generosity, people, I'm going to teach about later on after the description of Eight Noble Path, but in brief. So whenever you practice giving, so you actually give three things. You let go of three things. So yeah, you suppress, whenever you give, you suppress craving. You suppress aversion. You let go of delusion. So that's why giving is important, right? So at least even though you cannot give something financially all the time, so at least you should share some thoughts of loving kindness and compassion with all the beings, at least. So that, and we can be happy. So we can also be happy in other people's givings too, right? So that's very important, right? So you also practiced something recently. So this desk. Just kidding. She brought it during this week. So right. So whenever someone does it, so we can be happy. Right? We can be happy. That's also a practice of, so by that action too, you suppress your craving, aversion, and delusion. And then so letting go of one's attachments towards wealth, properties, enjoyments, relatives, and friends. Right. So that person practice that one. So by letting go of one's own wealth, properties, enjoyments, relatives, and friends. Letting go means you do. Does it mean you stop earning? No. So always Buddha says, so a person should earn 4 times like you consume, right? So you if you consume any amount for a month, so you should try to earn 4 times like that, right? Then what it means here is, so you have to understand that they follow, even though how much you collect, they go along with the phenomenon of impermanence. So you mentally, you keep them detached. It doesn't mean that you don't use it. Can you understand? So you use them, but you accumulate them as much as possible in harmless ways. But mentally, so you don't cling to them. You stay detached mentally, so from your wealth. And it is the same with your properties, right? So practicing letting go doesn't mean you throw away all your properties, saying, "Oh, I don't need any property. Let my house go, let my car go, let my everything go. I'll go to the road." No, not like that. So you have to live in. So you should live in the best house that you can, and use the best car that you can. So let it be the best sports car that you can buy if it is affordable, but mentally you have to live detached. Right? So, but it's the best sports car, I don't know. So various people bring various cars. So then, right, somehow, so it doesn't matter. So mentally, while using that, you have to live knowing the phenomenon. This is also impermanent change. This doesn't work according to the way how I want. So this is so until I use this, I use it in the best way that I can. Right? Cleaning it, using it properly, but I know this is not something that I can call as mine. This is the way how you stay detached. Right? Then it is the same with enjoyment. It doesn't mean you, whenever there is an important occasion, the other people expect a party from you, so you can throw a non-alcoholic party. So, just kidding. So somehow, uh, somehow, so so party, so we do those things, but you don't understand all these enjoyments. They are also sensations, comfortable sensations that you generate. They are also impermanent and constantly change. Right? If it doesn't mean you attend the best party of your life. So the night will go and the dawn is bound to come. Sun will rise for the next day, ending everything. And as Vipassana meditators, you know, so even during that particular time, sensations kept on coming and going. Right? That's it. That's what is happening. So then relatives and friends, it is the same. So they are also things which goes along with the nature of impermanence. Right? You can't have, so you should love them, you should take care of them, you should support them, but mentally we have to stay detached. Detached means you have to let that nature to flow. You cannot control, right? You love your grandma, but you cannot stop her from being sick, being old. So we cannot prevent her from dying. So that is the natural phenomenon. So you do your best for her, but meanwhile you let the nature to take its course too. You, when she's sick, you provide medication. And then when you cook nice food and buy nice clothing, do everything. But mentally, you understand the phenomenon and stay mentally detached. Right? So then it is the same with friends and relatives and everyone. And then, so by practicing meditation too, so you practice this very thing. So during the meditation practice, so that's the place where you let go of most of your negativities and to the depth level. So from the starting point until you reach the final goal, so you are gradually letting go of your, so you keep letting go of your negativities little by little, right? That's the very practice that you do. And then that is the first concept that you develop. Whatever it happens, I will come out of all my negativities. And that's how you practically do it as a good practitioner. And second concept, that you develop because of your right understanding is, so whenever you understand everything is impermanent, right? And whenever you understand that everything is, all the beings are having this dissatisfaction within, underneath, regardless of their religions or colors or ethnicities or everything. So then, so you do then when you realize that there is no any eternal I inside this, so then you develop the second concept with it. Second concept is, in Pali it is called as avyapada sankappa. So you determine whatever it happens, I won't get angry. Right? So the concept of not getting angry, whatever it happens. Right? So so if someone so develops feelings towards some, um, feelings of refusal, right? So feelings of intimidation towards someone, and so showing it or not showing it, and then if someone wishes the declining or destruction of the other person, so openly or in secret, so that's vyapada. Vyapada means that's aversion. So that's aversion that we do have. So then you determine whatever it happens, I won't get angry, right? I won't get angry. So instead, you try to develop unlimited loving kindness towards that person, right? So you try to develop 4 things towards that person, towards all the beings, gradually: unlimited loving kindness, unlimited compassion, unlimited sympathetic joy, and finally equanimity, right, towards all the beings. So then instead of developing anger, right, feelings of enmity, so you try to generate feelings of loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and finally equanimity towards those beings. And then so that is the second concept, so that we develop with it. So when such kind of person lives in the world, because of that person, so no harm will happen to anyone. So even for the enemies, that person never do any action to take revenge or harm them. So they live sharing boundless compassion and loving kindness among all. Through their actions, so only loving kindness will flow. Through their physical action, through their words, only the loving kindness will flow. Through their thoughts, only the loving kindness will flow. Right? So you might not have achieved this stage yet, but little by little, through your right understanding, you'll reach. So even though you develop a little bit of this skill, this concept within, that's also a big thing. At least your family and friends will get healed because of that. They'll have good lives. Okay. Buddha says, so Buddha describes this in one sutta. Buddha says, here, O monks, a certain person lives with his heart filled with loving kindness towards all directions, as to him or herself, right? So that person thinks about all the beings just like that person thinks about oneself. That person's loving, so love is boundless, abundant, and pure. In return, that person doesn't expect anything in return. He or she has no hostility or ill will towards anyone in this universe. Right? That person doesn't have any ill will, any trace of ill will towards all the beings. That's the nature of the person who developed this concept thoroughly, so inside that particular person. So that is the second concept. So then whoever develops right understanding begins to live with this second concept. Then finally, third concept, Avihimsa Sankappa, the concept of no harm. So that means whatever it happens, that person determine, I won't harm anyone. Right? That person, because of that right understanding, that person realizes all beings like to live comfortably. No beings likes to live uncomfortably. Right? And then, that person begins to live in the world. So this way, Buddha describes, Nihita Satto, that person never races with hatred, that person never raises any weapon towards anyone. So that person avoids all kinds of weapons, right? So then Nihita Dando, that person avoids all kinds of sticks and stones, right? Then Lajji, that person feels shameful to do harmful actions towards the others. Dayapanno, that person develops pity towards the other people. That person is pitiful towards the other people. And then Sabba Pana Bhutesu Hitanukampi, that person lives. So wishing the well-being of all the beings in the world. May everyone live comfortably. May no one live uncomfortably. Right? May all feel happiness. May no one feel sadness, fear, right? Danger. So thinking so, that person lives. This is the third concept that person develops. So there are three concepts that person develops within. In simple words, that person determines whatever it happens, I will try to come out of my negativities. Whatever it happens, I won't get angry. Whatever it happens, I won't harm anybody. So these are the three concepts in simple language that person develops. Then when that person develops these three concepts within, that leads to the next concept, right speech. Let's learn about that in the next week. Right. Now it is the time to conclude. Everyone please think together, all of us gathered here. So then after that, we practice this noble non-sectarian meditation technique and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of all that positive energy, may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be able to live our lives comfortably, peacefully, and happily. Practicing this noble, non-sectarian, pure Dhamma practice, may all of us attain real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Join your palms together and please concentrate. Abhimadana silise nichang vada pachaino chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvangno sukhang balang ayurarogya sambati sangha sambati mevache atho nibbana sambati iminate samijjatu. Everyone, please say it 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night to everyone. Please take rest and see you again in the next week. Good night. Good night. Take care. Right. So good night, Mr. Huad.
Good night, Bante. Thank you
Good
for
night.
sharing the Dhamma.
Right.
Good night, Bante.
Good night, Ms. Rita.
Good night. Have a good night. And a good
Good night.
weekend.
May all the good happen. Good night, Mr. Manish.
Good night, Bante.
Good night. Good night, Rahul and Pragati.
Good night,
Good night,
Bante.
Bante.
Thank you so much.
May all the good happen. Good night, Mrs. Shrenas and Miss Tadil.
Good night, Bante. Thank you so much.
May all the good happen to you. It's okay. Thank you, Mr. Howard.
You're welcome, Bante. Always. I'm so honored.
Thank you. So thanks to you. I don't worry at all about about what's going on the Zoom.
Yeah, I'll tell you. There's sometimes some very interesting people who are, listening to the share about tonight about being loving and kind. I'm just glad I have the Dhamma to lean in on and the teachings, because there's times like tonight where something interesting happens and I just have to respond in kind, and it's kind of okay to escort. I think of the lesson that the Buddha had taught about the Brahmin who could not join the Sangha because he was not of right thinking. you know it's like, whatever you're serving, you may keep it for yourself. I'm not interested. It's all yours.
Absolutely. That's true.
So if people
Did
come and
some kind of a thing happen today?
oh yes,
Oh,
yes,
right.
it was relatively mild, but it was still someone in a negative state, and I just had to escort them to the door.
All right, yeah, for sure.
It's okay.
Fine.
It's okay.
Sometimes such kind of people come.
Yeah, and I this is where I do have pity. I have pity for them because this is such a beautiful, liberating teaching. It's so uniting to all beings, and I hope they can get this one day.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you once again, Mr. Hwad.
Of course, my honor. Good night.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Hwad. It's okay.